bust it.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Hello, Alvia. Thanks for joining us on Political Platform. Thanks for always joining us and finding time to share. The next 30 minutes, we have the package for you. We'll be taking a look at the sundry political developments in Nigeria. We'll be beginning from Anambra State, tell you that now the masquerades have been unveiled. I mean, we have the PDP, we have the APC, we have the UPP. I mean, the major candidates. Hopefully, ABGA is likely to go on with the current governor. But we're telling you how protests, erupted yesterday from the camp of the PDP, particularly from Ifeanyi Ubah, who protested that the primaries were fraught with irregularities. We'll be telling you about it. But today we have the reactions from the Senator Misau, who will be joining us this morning to say tell his own side of the story on the controversy over the allegations he has raised which the police reacted yesterday to on the program. We'll have him on the program. We also have a guest who will help us to be doing analysis on all these corruption allegations. I believe you must have been following the court forfeiture orders, the seizures. Over 50 houses, 50 properties have been seized, ordered to be forfeited by the court now, just in the name of one person, Tizani Alice Madreke. We try to dig into it today when our guests come in, so that we begin to get an understanding of what's the meaning of court forfeiture. How did the court arrive? Can we say that it is corruption concluded? I mean, the corruption trial or process is concluded? What stage are we in the fight against corruption when you ask that properties that have been investigated and found to have been procured illegally be forfeited to the government? Does it make the person who has been named in it guilty? If the person has not been tried, what is the process? And how did we get all those information? And we tie it to all the monies that have been found lying idle in homes that didn't have their owners standing by them. My name is Ohiria Agbonsuremi. I have almost all of us in the house this morning. Adebayo, but let me begin from Adebayo Bodrin. Adebayo Bodrin, a quick look at all of it shows that we are one way or the other. Some persons will say celebrating democracy, yes, openness. A lot of things are in the open. We can talk about it.
Yeah, that is true. And today we will be able to know whether the students in our various universities will return to their campuses. ASU and the federal government is there is a meeting scheduled for today.
All right.
And we hope that after the meeting we'll be able to know whether the students will still remain at home or whether
the strike will be called off.
And then secondly, the JAMB cut-off mark is generating controversy across the country. The Bayero University Authority issued a statement yesterday that they will not toe the line of JAMB.
So what will be their cut-off mark?
180.
180.
That's minimum.
Of course, Mustafa Mohammed, just back from Kaduna, welcome. You were talking about the Amanjari issue. We have talked about this again and again and again. And when you get to if you are on the streets in Kano, Kaduna, in Katsina, in Zamfara, in Sokoto, in all these major cities in the north, you see children on the streets.
It has not been that bad in Kaduna like a recent time. Go to the restaurants, go to the shopping mall, go to the supermarket, go to even offices and shops. Mesuya join. You see Almajiris in drop, under 9, barefooted. This is one thing that would turn the hand of the clock backward for the Kaduna State governor who has tried to bring a lot of infrastructure to the state. And you know, that very issue pushed me to go to the Sardona Memorial Foundation. I want to speak with the managing director. What is the foundation doing about the backwardness of the north, including the Almajiri? And you know what he told me? He said, Northern Nigeria is still thinking and living in the glorious past. There's need for the leadership in the north and its people to take a proactive measure, come out with new policies, ban evil practices, so that the region can you know, go forward, can move forward.
I have Ijoma Osamo on the program. Ijoma, also welcome to the program.
Thank you, Okiria. You know, I always talk about politics. The Anambra race is already
it's,
out, and we have a candidate.
They are on the racetrack now.
Yes, APC, UPP, and PDP yesterday. We have very strong candidates that are battling them, slug it out come November 18th. And if you look at the people that are in this contest together, they are very new people with good credit.
Yeah, when you look at Oselo Kaobaze and the winner of yesterday's contest in the PDP, and you ask, you talk of Tony Wonye, some persons will be tempted to say these are not very known, they are not the regular names. Okay, I think that's the proper word to say. They are not the regular names you'll be hearing. The Ubas that have been in the race and all the talk of Chris Egige, who is now a minister, who talk about all those that we are familiar with. These are new persons that are coming on. But the story is actually that, and Dr. Amechi Anape will tell you, these are people who have big masquerades behind them. Yes. Would you welcome to the program?
Thank you, Ohira. Even on their own, you know, you can't really look at them like small masquerades or just ordinary persons, because somebody like the PDP candidate, a renowned diplomat, somebody, you know, who's been in that field, who's excelled, and he's also been in government, you know. These are people who have built the big names, and they are, you know, they are also big themselves. And then you look at Tony Moyi. Twice he's won election into the House of Representatives. I was discussing with somebody yesterday. I said, look, if you've ever contested any election, you know that no election is small, not even the House of Assembly. So if somebody has been able to win twice.
We know that there are those who have won 4 times and they stand behind, the big masquerade stand behind them. So we know that if you have won 4 times, well, we have it that Seloka is very close, but is very close to the former governor, Peter Obi. And we hear that Tony Woye has Atoize. Is it Atoize? So we are going to be taking a look at all of them. Dr. Amishan, welcome to
well, that's the essence of politics here. The small masquerades, the electorate, you want them to queue behind you. And the big masquerade, the big individuals and big corporations, you also want them to stay behind you. It's all about alliances, building alliances and structures. So the more you get, the better for you. But on the anti-corruption issue, if you notice, recently, EFCC appear to have changed tactics from going after the individuals to going after the money. If you go after the individuals, you're likely going to fail. That's the simple truth. To convict anybody for corruption on a criminal case in a court of law in the United States is very difficult. But it's so easy to go after the money. Because once somebody cannot prove how a certain wealth or huge bank balance were made, is forfeited to the federal government. So I'm happy. Over the last few weeks, we have seen billions of naira, millions of dollars forfeited. We just have to key in. But at one point, if we target one big fish and convict that person, it will help the cause. But continue to go after the money. It will do a lot.
Yeah, let's go and see what you have to tell us through political platform at yahoo.com after this break.
Busted.
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Welcome from the break. It's the mail segment, and I'm Amaka Opo.
I'm Ife Inwakobi. Well,
we'll begin with a reaction on the interview granted by CSP Moshood yesterday on the platform, and it's coming from Isaac Paiko from Abuja. The mail reads, I am a consistent listener of this program. and I must confess that the political platform crew is doing a great job. However, I was abashed when I heard the police spokesperson on live broadcast denying or categorically said that the Nigerian police force does not collect money for services rendered to private individuals or companies. I must say this is a blatant lie and an insult to our sensibility as a people. A document was given to my office officially last year when we requested for security for our AGM. God bless political platform and long live Nigeria.
Still in that light, Allegation in Lagos State says, I listened with rapt attention your interview with the PRO of the Nigeria Police yesterday. He came on air to insult our collective sensibilities by denying that the police do not receive money for provision of security to companies, banks, and other business organizations. He was economical with the truth, as he was ill-prepared for the kind of questions thrown at him. I work as a security coordinator with an online retail company with branches scattered across the nation. It will interest you to know that we pay nothing less than 3.2 million naira to the mobile police for guarding all our business premises on a monthly basis. I think a proper committee should be set up to look into this allegation and the level of corruption in the police. God save Nigeria.
And still in that light, Olumide from Abule Egba in Lagos State sends in his contribution and he says, I listened to the interview granted by CSP Moshood yesterday. Mr. Moshood is doing his job. He does not need to tell Nigerians lies because we know the truth. Honorable Misau is a high-ranking police officer. Whatever he said is the total truth because I have witnessed it in my former company. We pay the police attached to our company and their DPO monthly salary. So Nigerians don't need to be deceived. We want a change.
More reactions on that. Edime in Abuja says, I listened to the police PRO yesterday and I noticed that he was not telling Nigerians the truth. Why is it that anytime anybody accuses this government of anything wrong, instead of them to defend themselves, they will find a way to silence the person? But God is watching.
And this is how far we can go into those mail segments. Do keep sending your contributions. Send them to politicalplatform@yahoo.com.
Busted!
They present the popular radio program Political Platform on the Ray Power FM network. Ray Power FM Political Platform, now on television. Keep track of the country's polity and be part of the process as they discuss and put political developments in the country into perspective. It's Ray Power Political Platform on AIT Abuja.
Thank you so much, and thank you so much for staying with us on the program. We are zooming right away because of the time we have to the issue on ground. We must thank those who wrote to us, even copies of letters they obtained from police stations were scanned and sent to us to show that monies were being collected. But in a sense, the spokesperson of the police was correct yesterday in saying that it was not revenue collection. He says if you have evidence, bring it up. All the evidence we have gotten are monies collected as allowances. And the police should pretend over the collection of these allowances. Either the monies are given to, some of the monies are given to the police men who are on ground, and some others are ferried out to somewhere, which Misau says they are routed to the IG, and the police gets up to 10 billion every month from all these sources. We have distinguished Senator Misau on the line this morning. Thank you so much for joining us on the program, sir. Hello.
Good morning, Nigeria.
Thank you so much for joining us. Okay. Now, the first point I want to begin from is, what is your name? Are you Isa Hama, or you are Isa Hama Misau? Where did you get Misau in your name? Because the police say they don't know who is Misau.
Hello?
Yeah. You got my question?
I think it's unfair if the authority will say they don't know the meaning of Misau. Misau is a local government in Bauchi State. And you know, we as politicians, always we want to identify with where we come from. And so if I say Isa Hama Misau or Isa Hama, is all the same. Misau is a local government and it's not a new local government. So I think it's surprising that a police authority will say they don't really know the meaning of Misau.
But did you change your name? Because when you are Senator Misau, you must change your name. Have you changed your name to add Misau officially as your name?
Officially, on my papers, it's still reading Mohammed Issa Hamma. The Misau that I'm adding is just for political reasons. You know, sometimes if we come and I don't, it's just like when you put your name, you add your name of where you come from. You know, most politicians we do it so that at least people will know from where we are coming.
All right. That's why we also, when we come Mustafa Mohammed here, we want to add Bama, so that everybody know that this Mustafa Mohammed is from Bama. When we understand that happens in the north. Now let's come to the root of the allegations. Now, you were supposed to be wearing your police uniform. Why are you not wearing your police uniform? Because we hear that you have not retired properly.
I think what even the police authority is saying is this thing is surprising and it's unfortunate. It shows that they don't have records, and it shows it further exposed the police that they are not computerized, they are still operating manually. Because if, and again, even this issue of retirement, this issue of promotion, retirement, disengagement, discipline of officers is under the Police Service Commission. And it's not even under the IG's office. So I feel, even for the IG or for the police authority to start commenting on whether somebody's retirement paper is fault or is not okay, or somebody decided, I think they are just trying to cover a lot of things. And they are just trying to divert the attention of Nigerians to something that is not even relevant.
So what you are saying is that you have retired properly from the police.
Properly, because in the system of the police, if you want to retire, because if you belong to a command, after command there is a zone. You apply, maybe like me, I applied to Niger Command, which Niger Command is simply who write to AIGs or someone who is in Abuja about the application, and AIGs or someone too who write to the IG about the application. So it's a system. From there, then the IG will take all these papers to Police Service Commission. From there, it is the work of Police Service Commission to do everything. And somebody cannot...
And has the Police Service Commission concluded the process? Did they give you a disengagement letter? Did you get your entitlements?
When I was... Hello?
Yes. Have you gotten
Yes,
I
put all my papers correct there with me. Even the police gave me an ID card as a retired police officer. I have the ID card.
But they said the document, the allegations are that these documents were forged.
And that means they should wait. Why are they in a hurry? Why are they making press statements every day? They are in a hurry. Why wouldn't they wait for the Police Service Commission? Even the Police Service Commission, you will find out that not long ago, the chairman of Police Service Commission was complaining that the IG is not relating with him. So how would he know the activities of the Police Service Commission if the IG is not relating well with him?
Now let's come. Let distinguished senator. Let's come to the issue. And how did you come by your own calculation? 10 billion in the coffers of the pockets of the IG of police every month. How did you reach your conclusion? How did you get your calculations?
I have never said, it is a press statement I gave. I have never said 10 billion is entering IG's office.
Okay.
Press people sometimes they put it the way they want it.
So tell us the truth. Tell us the truth. What's the truth?
Yes, I said through services they are rendering to oil companies, banks, major hotels, multinational corporations, and even escort duties. The allowances and the money paid by these oil companies and these agencies I've mentioned is about 10 billion, getting to 10 billion. And this is an information which was brought.
What's the difference? What's the difference between what you have said now and what the press has reported?
No, because if I said they are listening,
Okay, they are not in the pocket of the IG.
No, if you say they are in the pocket of the IG, that means I'm saying that the money is going directly to the pocket.
Okay.
The money is the money being distributed. And if you look at the appropriation of the police, every time it comes, there is a state focus where there is welfare, and that includes the salaries, the welfare, and other things for the police.
Now, sorry, because of time, we need to quickly trash off some. Well, you rose up to the rank of the deputy superintendent of police. Did you at any time at all in the course of your duty come across, did you collect some of this money? Did you approve some of in the course of your job? Is this something that is new or it has always been there?
It's something that has always been there because I was in the system. I know about this thing. It's just that the way police sometimes will come on the media and be saying bail is free. And when you go to the police station, you find out that bail is not free. You know, but for somebody to come out and be saying this thing, I think the IG needs to open his eyes, needs to see all this. We are trying to see how this Nigerian police...
Now, can we be categorical, distinguished senator? Did you at any time in the course of your duty as a Deputy Inspector General Police benefit?
Yes.
Did you approve? Did you see it done in your stations, in your formations that you went through?
Yes, this is what I'm telling you. I know I've seen it, but I'm not the one approving it. Once the people approving this money are the oil companies, oil servicing companies, you know it. There is no way.
What is the route? What is the route when it comes to through the police station? I have something I want to do, or I'm a VIP. I pay the money. How does the money pass through? Where does it pass through?
Where does it land in the police station?
The money comes to the unit commanders, the unit commanders that are the ones who are responsible for posting of those men. The money and the most important thing is the money is coming in raw cash. How can at this age there so much huge amount of money will be coming in raw cash? And somebody where the reason why I even made this thing is just for us to make a legislation so that all this money will be coming officially, so that at least the government will have a source of revenue, so that the police will be more effective.
Yeah.
So that the money is coming, at least the issue of police complaining that they don't have funds, it will be a thing of the past.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
The Secretary Senator, just before you go, are you into hiding that you have to be declared
A deserter. No, a deserter.
a deserter, you are hiding and you are now declared wanted? Are you going to submit yourself to the police?
No, police never, it is abuse of office. Somebody that you have never invited, somebody that you are giving a press statement, you are saying that I got your papers, you will have concluded your investigation. If you conclude your investigation, you have to invite me. If you are saying that my papers are false, you have to invite me. Therefore, when you conclude it, then it is an abuse of office for somebody to come on pages of paper and say somebody, a public figure, a senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you say is wanted. It's an abuse of office.
All right. Then we must let you go here. I believe if we have more inquiries, we will be calling you. Thank you for granting us this interview and talking with us on the program. Thank you so much, Distinguished Senator. Now, right away, we will introduce our guest because he's been here listening to all of it, and well, I guess that so many people will have their own reactions to it. Well, let me introduce Ezeonwa. Ezeonwa is one of those activists on the ground. He's been around for a very long time, though he's still very young. He's been tracking corruption cases, electoral malpractices, and all the things that we have been talking about. I will begin from Dizani. The findings, the EFCC, what we have seen, and what your group has also been doing to get some of these facts out. We'll come to this police matter as a matter of conclusion. I know you have been listening.
Well, thank you, Hiria. I think basically what we feel around Diziani is a natural sense of outrage. Outrage because it's truly inconceivable that an individual would put her hand in the common till in the way she's.
That's still allegation.
And that's the problem that I have.
Because we are told that law.
You see, the problem I have is this presumption of innocence.
Yeah, but that's our law.
Yes, but you parade armed robbers every day. The media comes there. You know, we laugh at it. We enjoy the crime fighter story. The crime fighter. We enjoy it.
Can people go to the street mushing where somebody is?
So we don't tell anybody that those armed robbers have presumption of innocence. Once it is a big man or a rich person, you start talking about presumption of innocence.
But that's our law anyway.
There must be a national outrage against the level of corruption, the level of impunity that we continue to see, and it has not ended. You see, all this is coming because that government is out. When this government is out also, you are going to also begin to see we as citizens have responsibility to begin to shout, to begin to make the loudest noise, even if it's for shame purpose, even if it is for the purpose of shaming, that these individuals will know that citizens are angry, sufficiently so to be able to, you know, put it out there that, look, for one individual to be alleged to have 56 houses, to have the humongous amount of money that is in her possession, what that will do to our country in terms of improving the lives of, I mean, child mortality, education, the crisis that we face, if we put it side by side, the kind of morphine that we see that is going on.
Well, we are trading this now because the court issued an order. The FCC or whether the police or those tracking were able to say, look, these particular houses belong to somebody who has not been able to prove how he or she got it. And when we are talking about this, we are looking at about 56 different houses. Now, tell us the process. What privileges, I mean, what opportunities has the government in this case now that we have situations where there are proven, there are properties that are out there that we cannot say this is the owner, and he cannot claim, we cannot say this is how I got the thing and they have. Where do we go from here?
They are orphan, these are orphan properties. Nobody is claiming them. But beyond all of this, I think we should get a little bit more institutional. For instance, why are we not doing lifestyle audits for public officers?
And the EFCC law actually says that
yes,
you can actually do lifestyle.
Including members of EFCC. I remember when Sam Amadi was in NAC, Electricity Regulatory Commission. Yeah. What they did in NAC was to put the salaries of staff of NAC on the website. So you can go there and see what Eze earns every month. And then through that, you are able to, in South Africa, if you buy a new wristwatch, okay, the taxman comes and says, God has blessed you, we'll see your wristwatch.
But pay this to
please, how did you get the money? So we need to get a little bit more institutional and get to the point where we put mechanisms in place that helps us to ensure that there are no more designees, both internally. And the first place to start would be the anti-corruption agency.
But the woman has actually said she is not guilty, and
that's why we want her back.
That she has also said that none of these seizures has been linked to her directly. No evidence suggesting Desani and those funds and those property.
Dr. Arakwe, I don't know if you have ever seen where you've gone to, and I know you've been going to court. Even to the point of where the armed robber was directly arrested, the armed robber would still tell you was not guilty. So we cannot stay on the presumption of this innocence, because that's unfortunately we have. That's where we are. But it does not help. It does not help.
I understand the point you're trying to make.
It's shaming that is important now.
All right, we have to go. We have to go now. But you have your last word on the police. The one that the Misau is talking about. Are you also aware? Have you ever?
No, look. I think the police should not trade words with Senator Misau. They should simply apologize to Nigerians, and they know the reason why they should do so. Okay, there are issues that the problem with us is that once a mirror faces us, we don't like what we see. We think we want to break the mirror. We think we even want to assassinate the person who showed us the mirror. In Abuja here, Chinese, Lebanese companies, Indian companies have relationship with all the DPOs around where they stay.
And they pay.
And they pay. Everybody knows this. The police knows it. Right. So why are you making a case of? The man is saying, let's appropriate some of this. And it's not only the police. NTA, for instance, has TV enterprises where monies are made that are not going through appropriation. There are many other institutions of government who are making money from citizens.
But the law
that are not appropriated.
The law setting up some of these agencies like the NTA also allows them to.
It does not allow them. There is no money that you make for government that shouldn't go through appropriation.
All right.
They don't allow certain percentage.
Percentage, but it is appropriation that will give you that appropriation. Give you that percentage.
Eze Wambu is at the head of Partners for Electoral Reform, and thank you so much for joining us on the program. And we are expecting your mails. Political platform at yahoo.com.
Busted.